Edgar is the legitimate son of the Earl of Gloucester, and he also enters into an embodiment of madness, but in a different way than the other characters. When Edmund sets up Edgar and frames him for the attempted murder of their father, he's banished from the kingdom, and the only way he can reemerge from hiding is to reinvent himself. And so he does as a crazy beggar named Tom. And in an effort to be authentic in the role, it becomes clear that Edgar embraces the role of Tom to the point where it consumes him. It becomes primal and part of him. And his mind of Edgar, he loses it and he actually slips in to actually being authentically insane because he lives the life of a crazy old beggar. And this is exemplified by the fact that he ends up leading his father to Dover because his father wants to commit suicide by jumping off the cliffs of Dover. And he has the opportunity to tell his father who he is, to tell him that he's his son Edgar, because his father now at this point knows that Edgar isn't guilty of trying to murder him. He knows that Edgar was framed, but he doesn't. He stays within the character of Tom, despite the fact that this is his opportunity to break free. This is the whole reason he embodied Tom, was to keep safe from prosecution, which now he doesn't need anymore, but he stays in the character of madness because it's taken such a firm grip on his mind. This is further shown when his father, he wants to commit suicide by jumping off the cliffs of Dover, and Edgar tricks him, in fact, and then changes his voice and tries to convince Gloucester that he was saved by an act of God. Now, Gloucester's son Edgar doesn't experience madness in the same way that the other characters do. It's not a totalitarian totality of moves and processes that come throughout a lifetime and take control of him. It's a confined, extreme set of circumstances that forces his mind to bend and to warp into ways that he isn't used to. And the fact that it does this allows Edgar to experience a series of revelations about himself and a newfound confidence in himself that wasn't there before. Edgar was always seen as the legitimate but less competent son of Gloucester. Edgar was always struggling to be his father's son, to be the future Earl of Gloucester, and to live up to that title. Which makes it ironic that he eventually takes over the rule of the kingdom at the end of the play. But Edgar is able to learn, it's revealed to him that his father loves him for who he is. His father loves him as his son, as a father should love a son. And Edgar actually uses that, and it turns a switch in his mind, and it empowers Edgar to reemerge as a stronger version of himself when he removes the disguise of the old beggar Tom. And this is exemplified by the fact that Edgar challenges Edmund and fights Edmund in a duel to protect the kingdom. And I'm going to read to you from actually the final lines of the play. I'm going to read Act 5, Scene 3, lines 334 to 337. The weight of this sad time we must obey. Speak what we feel, not what we ought to say. The oldest have borne most. We that are young, we shall never see so much, nor live so long. It's a very deep line that Edmund that Edgar speaks, and it shows volumes of the fact that he's ready to help rebuild the kingdom of Britain. He calls for them to remember the gravity of the situation around them, and that it's important for people to speak what they feel and not what they feel society wants them to, not what they feel. They should not feel pressure to conform to a certain mold. That's what Edgar was trying to do for most of his life. But he reaches this point of independence where he gains a newfound confidence in himself, and he learns truly by losing his personality and embracing Tom the Beggar. He's able to learn about himself and truly recognize where he's at in life and what he needs to do to continue to grow as a person, and he does that. And I believe that quotation exhibits that.